saw, for example, just last week, activists of a political party put up a poster asking the government where the vaccine had gone, questioning why vaccines were exported, and lo and behold, the Delhi police went and arrested those individuals, those political activists. What is found offensive, what is considered illegal, depends to a great extent on what the police thinks is illegal. We saw what they thought was improper when they went and arrested these activists who put up these posters. Now extend that to WhatsApp, where somebody is sending a message which somebody in government finds offensive, you start finding out who it is, then suddenly it is a breach of privacy. It depends on how the law is actually handled, and what's been happening recently doesn't inspire much confidence, Mr. Gupta. You're on mute, Arvind. Just unmute yourself.
Yeah. Let me first explain that, I think this is very interesting that we are only focusing on this one aspect of encryption, privacy. This was like an exam. Let me give you a corollary of an exam. So the government asked for about 10 things to be followed. All these platforms can easily follow 9 of them. Let's say the contentious one, let's keep it aside, which is this traceability and this whole encryption debate. Have they followed the 9? And this is hypocrisy at its best. They come out with this one thing, the answer that they don't have, and they kind of make that as the big issue right now. But I think this is more than that. They're trying to openly defy Indian law. With the impunity, they're saying we don't want to obey with Indian law. They picked up this one thread of traceability and encryption. They have not complied with the 9 other things. And this is mostly the US-based private platforms. Let me call them out here. To answer your question, Rahul, you need to understand that these platforms have been behaving I'm surprised that WhatsApp today is talking about privacy. I mean, that's a hypocrisy at best. The platforms have been educators themselves. Where are they going to? I mean, mostly it's the people who are aggrieved go to the court. Now, that's the reason there is a grievance officer. So these platforms have been playing judge, executor, everything themselves. So this is very surprising that they have decided to go to court. So you've got
Kanchan Kaur, hypocrisy played itself out. On the one side, WhatsApp wants to amend privacy policies so that all of us can share our data with so WhatsApp can do better business. On the other side, they're questioning the manner in which the government is asking them to ensure traceability. Are the tech giants, in your view, guilty of hypocrisy?
Rahul, first of all, I wanted to make a small correction over here. I am an assessor with the IFCN, and IFCN is not run by Facebook. IFCN is an independent organization with Pointer, which is another independent organization. Now, to answer your question, I don't know whether WhatsApp is indulging in hypocrisy, but I think we need to go and look at this in a broader view and look at what it's not just WhatsApp that is going to be in trouble with the new rules. Anything that has over 5 million registered users in the country is supposed to provide data, is supposed to provide traceability, and is supposed to be accountable. And is also supposed to have an office in the country. So somebody was talking about the other 9 rules other than this one traceability rule. Is supposed to have an office, is supposed to have a nodal officer to communicate with the government, and they have a few other of these rules. So it's not just WhatsApp that's going to be affected by this. It's also going to be something like matrimony.com that has more than 5 million registered. It's going to be something like Slack. And these 5 million registered users might not be active users all the time. So the question here that we need to look at and that everyone needs to look at is to stop looking at this argument between traceability and privacy, which, yes, is a very valid argument, which is like saying, some people might say that if your WhatsApp conversations are going to be visible, then it's like having your phone being tapped all the time. That's what I heard from other people this morning. So, but the important thing is that there are a whole lot of other rules that need to be complied, not just by WhatsApp, but by other organizations who might not need to have offices in the country. So things like Slack, all of these don't need to have offices in the country. They do have 5 million registered users, but by the new rules, they are going to have to do all of this. So I think it's really going to complicate the issue. What is possibly needed is a much better, finer view of things and to see how you don't want to throw the baby out with the water bath.